Hello and welcome, everybody. A couple things before we get started. This is going to be an interesting video today, and I had to make it because there's just so much going on right now. A lot of pertinent stuff and a lot of distractions away from what's important, but what's important, right? First and foremost, I'm the Spiritual Genie, and welcome. So if you like my video and my vibe, please hit the like button. If you love the vibe and want to become part of the tribe, like, share, subscribe. Okay, so ever since the Super Bowl, before the Super Bowl even happened, I pretty much had an inclination that there was going to be some weird stuff going on right now. So let's just say Spirit came in, told me there's going to be weird stuff going on during the Super Bowl. Pay very close attention to all the things that you're seeing. I feel like right now, just with the state of the world, it is important that we do pay attention. Okay, I want you guys to pay attention, stay poised here, and be present. So let's take first a look at, we're going to take a look at my opinions. Also, YouTube, this is all for entertainment and educational purposes only. Okay. Not going to be like sharing any sound clips of anything today. We're going to be reading from some articles. I'm going to have some visual exhibits for you guys. And we're going to kind of take a look at the Super Bowl, all the things that have been happening around that, Rihanna's performance, potentially whatever the distraction this might be, what kind of ritual it was, the drama going on with Damar Hamlin, all the things. So we're going to talk about the UFOs, and we are going to talk about predictive programming and a bunch of stuff. So buckle up, and here we go. All right, so first off, I wanted to get started by showing you guys, and hold on, let me pull this up really quick. I want to show you guys Rihanna's halftime performance because it took me a little minute to kind of figure out like what I thought that this was all about, like what the symbolism was about, what this meant. And I definitely, as you can see in the thumbnail, was able to find some pretty overt symbolism, I guess you could say. You know, throwing certain hand signs. What does it mean? It's not a coincidence. Let's just say that. It's definitely not a coincidence. Everything right down to the outfit, which kind of gave me flesh on the outside vibes, just saying. And the fact that she was pregnant, I have kind of been saying, was definitely symbolic. And it did take me a minute to kind of tap deeper into that and why I think it's symbolic what Rihanna was wearing. So here's the video. Oh, no sound. And let's just take a look really quick here at this. So, okay, one thing I gained from this pretty quickly that I had been talking to Spirit about, like, Spirit, show me what this means, right? Like, what's the symbolism that's present here? Okay, she's pregnant. She's got the red on. We're kind of seeing this exaltation of Rihanna, kind of deifying her, as they like to do, to these celebrities, to these stars, to make you idolize them. Idols, that's what they are. They're these false idols, right? To distract you away from not potentially, but away from the truth. Okay, so the thing here, though, is this is definitely a ritual. All right, the whole entire Super Bowl is a ritual. I'm telling you, it all. If you look at the gematria of it all, which I'm not going to go into right now, you can find pretty much. You can discover that it's like a skull and bones ritual, and that also a lot of people have been able to predict like who was going to win the Super Bowl many years in a row. It's a pretty common thing, actually. So yeah, I do believe it's kind of a fixed game, and I feel like it's all a performance that's done at a certain time of the year that would normally fall on the original festival day, I believe, of Lupercalia, which, you know, we all know has pagan origins, and it is our modern day Valentine's Day, right? So it wasn't on Valentine's Day that this happened, but it would have actually been closer to the actual day of the pagan holiday, which was Lupercalia, which was all about, what was it? A fertility ritual. Okay. So the fact that she's pregnant, boom, 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 we have that lining up with this whole like Lupercalia, pagan fertility ritual situation. And that's really what the Super Bowls are all about. There's so much symbolism going on. This type of stuff dates way back in the day, like the Eleusinian mysteries of Greece. And I've been doing my research into that. And there were definitely different sects of like mystery schools and secret societies basically back in ancient Greece and ancient Rome that used to, well, before ancient Rome, back in ancient Greece, and they definitely used to play out the sacred mysteries of life, the mysteries of time and of life and of the seasons and all of that, and certain, they did it in plays, but now we see it in a different way. We see it now more in like these performances. We see it in the media. We see it on TV and movies. These are all rituals, and they're all rituals to kind of like play out certain, deeper concepts, and also to deify and elevate these false idols into stardom. Okay. So the red vibes, the pregnant, definitely giving like Lupercalia, giving fertility vibes here. And during Lupercalia, actually was the women, the girls who would get flogged by the boys, the males at the parties, that at the festival, they would get flogged as they would run by. They would get whipped, and they would be covered in like BLOOD, and they would be wearing freshly skinned animal skins, and like this is interesting pagan, very ancient festival. So the wearing red could give off like being covered in the the animal secretions, I guess we'll just call them, because I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that word on here right now in this context. Let's just keep it as PG as possible. You guys fill in the blanks, use your brains, think, you got this. So yes, it's definitely giving pagan fertility vibes here with the pregnant and the red, but I also was kind of thinking like, are we going for like a reverse like divine mother vibe here, like with the red and the talking about money? And it's really kind of placing the emphasis that should be going to worshiping spirit, right? To focusing on Mammon and focusing on money and focusing on the material, which is pretty much what like all the satanic stuff is all about. So you have the satanic element here present already in the lyrics of the song that they used, and it's all played. This is all staged, you guys. This is all planned down to the wire, like planned down to the outfit, the color, it's all a ritual, I'm telling you. And it dates back usually to some Babylonian or some pagan times. So I noticed that immediately. Okay, this performance, more expanded mysteries of life. Hold on, let me maybe whoopsie daisy. Let's bring this back up. Oh, that's weird. Okay, well. Oh, because I don't really think some people are saying like that it wasn't a good show. Some people, she says it's not her anymore, that it's something else. See, this is going through a situation, a very interesting time, but I do feel this actually did 100% fall. Oh, now they're going upside down. All right, so it's giving pagan fertility ritual. We're seeing the blue and the red symbolism really heavy here. Well, let's get to some more visuals, because that's just the beginning. I just kind of wanted to get into it. This was an art. Okay, let's see. This maybe was going to show the video. Wow, we're going to have all these pop-ups. Let's see if this is even worth it. It says Rihanna pulled focus at Super Bowl 2023 with her highly anticipated halftime performance and the announcement of her pregnancy. But some viewers were distracted by one part of the show many seem to have missed. It appeared that during her first time back on stage in 7 years, the Lift Me Up singer grabbed her crotch and then smelled her hand. Well, we just witnessed it, so that's 100% true. She did what now and the why? She totally did. So, and kicking off her show with Be Better Have My Money, followed by a jam-packed list including Work, Diamonds, Only Girl in the World, We Found Love, and Pour It Up. Okay. But as she was singing Rude Boy, some fans at home noticed Rihanna do a bizarre move. Yep, smell and taste. She did, and then she winked. Yeah, we saw it. No, I'm sorry. That's kind of nasty, girl. Shock value, what? I don't know. What are we referring to here? Like, you got a zipper right there too. Like, it's giving like Rosemary's Baby. It's giving like sacrificial energy. I don't know. It's giving reverse divine mother goddess. Low energy and disgusting. Why did she grab her crotch, then smell it? Horrible show for our kids. A disappointed fan tweeted. Another added, apparently I'm the only person in Twitter who thinks Rihanna's halftime show was terrible. Why is she touching her crotch in a show kids are watching? And why are her backup dancers dressed like hazmat COVID freaks to do this gross brain swab test? COVID freaks. Okay, I kind of wasn't picking that up, but yeah, I didn't. They do look like hazmat outfits. They do kind of look almost like medical outfits. And it's giving blood. I mean, that's why I said, like, her outfit was giving, for me, her outfit was giving, like, flesh on the outside, I'm telling you, look up the red shoes. It's just bizarre, y'all, and I will not even get into it because no, I cannot. And now I lost our presentation. Let me get another thing on here. So, also about Damar Hamlin. So, this is interesting, right? Like, he had an interview. Let me actually pull this up really quick. Give me 1 second. So, he did do this interview, right? Where he like super paused whenever he was asked. Like, dude, you're like a, you.com. That wasn't the right one. He said, dude, the interviewer said, dude, you're a young, what did he say? You're in the peak health, of your life. You're young, you're strong. Like, what did the doctor say about you just collapsing on the field? And he paused. He looked heartbroken, honestly, in my opinion. And he paused, and he paused, and he paused. And it was really eerie the way he paused. And then he eventually says that he would prefer not to say. I can't talk about that. See? Oh, wait. Are we even sharing that? No. Let me pull it up really quick. I did just find what I was looking for. So, yeah, he has this interview, right? And they ask him, why did you just, did you remember? Do you remember standing up? Do you remember whatever? Here you go. You're 24, peak physical condition, can run circles around me right now. And he said, so what did your doctors have to say? And he froze. It's like he wanted to speak the truth, but he couldn't, is kind of what I was gathering right there. Like, he really wanted to speak the truth, but he couldn't. And I believe he's being instructed not to say anything. And it's kind of like all the doctors are also being instructed not to say anything. So really interesting. Also, what's up with this, right? With the blasphemous jacket. I mean, come on. And the eerie interview that keeps resurfacing. It's eerie. He just collapsed. But what about all the other athletes that are collapsing? I mean, honestly, it's just, could there be a connection to the thing that we're all thinking it's possible? I don't know. It's definitely a question that's raising in a lot of people's minds. Also, what was up with the jacket? Okay. That if that was considered to be art, I feel like it was like, it's very offensive. How did someone that I love and care about describe it today? I didn't know we represented Jesus as like a paper doll in that way. But what's up with the face? And no, it's mockery. It's mockery. And I think that because these events are rituals, as I said, down to the T, down to what they wear, down to the T, down to the cross on the back of that jacket, it's all a ritual. Trunks, move over. You guys are so rude. My dogs take up all the room and they just expect me to like sit on the corner and just fall off into the abyss. Come on. So anyway, right down to the T on that jacket was planned. Bet you the powers that be, bet you the puppet masters made him wear that jacket. It's all planned. It's all part of the thing. I'm telling you, like this whole ritual was about like reverse. This ritual of the Super Bowl was about reverse. It was a mockery of God. It was a mockery of God. It was a mockery of the mother, of the divine mother. It was also a mockery of Jesus. And it's showing you that these are your idols, you guys. These are the people that, you know, these are the people that we worship, and that just because for some reason they're famous, we don't say anything when we notice these types of strange coincidences happening right before our very eyes. So you make up your mind what you think about it. Tell me what you think in the comments. Whether you thought that this was just artistic and you liked it, or tell me if you didn't like the jacket and you thought, well, 2111 in the time, or if you thought that this was offensive and it was crossing a line. Because for me, I think it's the latter, to be honest, but it's not surprising, I will say. And to say, oh, like I love God and I'm all about God all the time, all day. But what God? You didn't specify. You got Jesus on your back looking like that? That is not cool. That is not a beautiful depiction of Jesus. And I really feel like for that, it feels like a mockery. My opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments. You know, hit the like button if you do, and help this video get into the algorithm, because, you know, it's really important that we spread the truth. I'm tired of hiding the truth. I've been hiding it for years and years, being called a conspiracy theorist, being called this and that, you know, and even though I'm focusing on this right now, this is leading us down a whole nother rabbit hole. Like, first of all, what's the point of all of this? They're showing you like this whole thing is a mockery. I believe it's like a set game. The game is already, it's fixed. It's a fixed game. Like the whole thing is, I'm telling you, the whole thing is staged. And 2-2-2-2 right now in the time. Do you know how easy it is to, with the sleight of hand, get people to look over here while you're doing something over here? How do you think people do magic tricks? It's the same thing, same concept. Hidden in plain sight. Look over here. Focus on your false idols. Okay, while some other nefarious stuff is going on over here. Now let me show you what I mean. So I don't know if I would get copyrighted to show you this video. I'm not going to use sound, but maybe we'll just watch like a quick couple seconds of it. But predictive programming, you know, if you guys aren't aware of what predictive programming is, it's kind of like, okay, The Simpsons being able to predict all these world events. Like, that is not a coincidence. You know, Matt Groening, the maker and creator of The Simpsons, is most certainly a part of the secret club, if you know what I mean. And a lot of these events are pre-planned out, and it's all mathematically planned using gematria and numerology. All of it. I've looked up games even in the past and found predictive programming to show like who was going to win the game. I believe like even during like, it was like the World Cup or something like that. Or it might have been the Super Bowl with that one movie, Rio. When Rio came out, I believe it predicted who was going to win. It might have been the Super Bowl that year, actually. It might have been the Super Bowl, because I do believe there was like 2 different colors of birds or something like that. But anyway, it was significant. You can look it up. But a lot of predictive programming has happened. We know The Simpsons predicted what? Donald Trump. The Simpsons have predicted innumerable things over the years, right? And apparently this chemical fire from the train derailing in Ohio that's being completely overlooked because people have been too busy paying attention to what outfit Rihanna is wearing and how her performance was. Her performance was an ode to the devil, like the entire Super Bowl, in my personal opinion. So, you know, not knocking it, whatever. It was maybe for shock value. I don't know. But to me, it looks like it was a modern day fertility ritual of pagan proportions. So while you're focusing on your false idols in the Super Bowl, Okay, UFOs are getting shot down from the sky. We have a massive earthquake in Turkey that is not getting any aid, and we've got like 40,000 people so far on the death toll. And counting, apparently. When I made my last video, it was only at 28,000, now 40,000. And we have this crazy chemical fire just destroying the environment. But there are so many things going on in the world that literally people can't focus for even more than like a moment on one thing. Maybe the spy balloon is a distraction. Maybe not. Someone made a good point. Cinema Shogun, he made a good point. Like maybe it's a psyop telling you it's a distraction. Maybe all these things are really significant and we should be paying a lot more attention to what's going on right now. Nostradamus predicted that we could be having World War III coming soon. Tell me what you guys think about that in the comments. You know, no fear, because I do believe this is all divinely orchestrated. You know, and these narcissistic, sociopathic megalomaniacs who run the world, honestly, they think they're like above God or something, but really like the divine plan is unfolding, and it always has been, and it's unfolding perfectly, and it will. And I kind of believe we're living in end times basically at this point. The Super Bowl is proof, you know. So while we're looking over here, they're doing a lot of stuff over here, and it's all been programmed and pre-planned out according to gematria, and just check the numbers, right? How is it possible that a movie was made? Hold on, let me show you this. This, and then we'll watch. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Let's just watch a little moment of this. Okay, we got Hunger Games. And then what? Lockdowns? Okay. I can't tell. No, we can't listen too much. I don't want to get Minority Report. That's funny. I've been thinking about that one lately, and I was thinking because of the algorithms and the way the algorithms are, I don't want to show this one anymore. Here we go. Because of the way the algorithms are, you know, you can't even say certain things on YouTube anymore. You can't say certain words like the S word that rhymes with I'd. You can't say, like, you just can't say a lot of things anymore for fear of getting flagged in the algorithms. And it's weird because I do feel like it's an attack on free speech. And like, I digress, but train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio. All we know about affected areas and a cancer-causing chemical. Good Lord. And they were like trying to say at first that it's fine, but people's animals are being reported to being deceased, like out of nowhere. A man with a fox farm, and his foxes were just dying out of nowhere. And like, he says the only thing it could possibly be from is probably like all this toxic smoke. Look at that. That's gnarly. 150 car train carrying hazardous chemicals and other materials suffered a catastrophic mechanical failure. Oh my gosh. A mechanical failure, huh? Very interesting. But the weird part is the weirdest part. Wow, look, it's saying that the gas is linked to primary liver, brain, and lung cancers, leukemia, lymphoma, according to the National Cancer Institute. Sounds like people were evacuated. It was not a freak. Wow, it says it wasn't a freak. These people think, or experts are saying, it wasn't a freak accident of God, but some type of inevitable result of a rolled back safety measure and reduced workforces in an effort to boost profits for rail companies. I don't know. Or there's predictive programming that will tell us differently. Has this event already been pre-predicted? Is that even possible? Like, hold on. Whoops, this is the problem with having all these tabs open. Oopsie. Oh, shoot. Okay, let me search for it again. Shoot, it's a movie. It might have actually said. No, definitely there was a movie where there was this crazy fire in a freaking movie that was based in the same town, right near this town in Ohio. I'm going to have to search for it again, though. Sorry, let me. Was the Ohio chemical fire predicted? In East Palestine, excuse me. Okay. See, if I search for this on Google, I can't find anything. I can't search for it on Google. I'm going to go to DuckDuckGo real quick. No, I'm not. DuckDuck.com. Wow, not that one. Bear with me, y'all. It's been a long day. I worked today. Why does it keep bringing that one up? We don't want that. That's actually, unfortunately... There we go. Unfortunately, that is a victim to a horrific M crime case that I had been looking into. Very disturbing, something I really never want to think about again. So, East Palestine, Ohio residents uneasy about toxic chemicals after this fire, blah, blah, blah. There was a movie. Now where? Oh my gosh. Someone had made a really good video about it, but like I can't show it to you, and it would be kind of useless to show it to you anyway. Here we go. Predictive Programming 2022 movie about a chemical spill from a train wreck in Ohio. See? What the heck? But what's the movie called? Oh no, what is this going to take me to? I really don't know. Could be going anywhere. White noise. That's what Whoa. Oh my God, no. I really wish it would just not do that. Like maybe it could just not play sounds whenever it just starts playing automatically like that. Okay, so apparently this is the movie. It's called White Noise. At least I think that's what this was. Yeah, about a chemical fire in Ohio. This is crazy. So is this predictive programming? Let me know what you guys think. I mean, I think it's a little weirder. Was that it? Okay, yeah, that's supposedly it. I don't know. That didn't really show us a whole lot, and that's totally fine, but yeah, I mean, is that honestly possible? That is a coincidence that a movie was made about a train wreck and a chemical fire in Ohio, and then it just happens like a year later? I think it's not a coincidence. No, but the question is why? Like, why? Why? Do the ones that are causing these things just worship the inverse of all that is good? It does seem that way. It does seem that way. And I do believe that's true. And some of the books I read by the Tibetan masters that I study under, they talk about, you know, the brotherhood of light and then also kind of like the brotherhood of darkness. And it's duality. It's like just how duality has always played out and always will. And it's present in all things on all levels, in all ways. You know, so if there's a brotherhood of light and of love, then likely there's also a brotherhood of darkness. And that Super Bowl performance was definitely a good example of kind of like, see the inverse, and not even just the performance, but also, like I said, like, you know, other aspects like the uniform or the jacket, excuse me, of Damar Hamlin, like that jacket was blasphemous. And even if you don't believe in Jesus or the teachings of, you know, of Jesus or anything like that, which I believe he was a mystic. Like, I'm not a traditional Christian or anything like that. I'm very spiritual. But, you know, I understand like who Jesus was and like what he represented as the Christ when he ascended, because I truly believe he is an ascended master at this point. But like, to desecrate his image in that way, I mean, ooh, like, I wouldn't even. There's so many people in this world that do believe very wholeheartedly and very deeply in Jesus. Like, why make a mockery? Why make a mockery of it? It doesn't make sense, you know, unless your agenda is to make a mockery of it because it's like not what you worship. It's just not. You know, and part of the whole reason about all of this is to keep you guys asleep. All of this is what I was looking at is, you know, this shape of the eye, this eye of Horus, the eye of Ra, right? You know that this is actually what it looks like when you cut the brain, cross section of the brain, in the middle where the hypothalamus and the thalamus and like the pineal gland are, makes that shape. They don't want you to know these secrets. All they know these secrets. And at other Super Bowl halftime shows, they've even shown certain symbols, Egyptian symbols. I remember when Beyonce performed, they showed the symbol of the twins, the Gemini twins. It was very Babylonian, the performance. It was a worship of fire as well. A performance to worship fire. Okay. So as far as the things being shot down over, you know, over what, 4 different places now at this point? How many do we have? 4? I'm losing track. What, 4 UFOs? One a Chinese spy balloon. The others, they're saying they don't know exactly, that they're hard to locate. You know, the US isn't communicating with Canada or anything like that, at least not very much. They're really not telling them that much about what's going on. And if they are, they're not telling us. No one's talking. And, you know, for good reason. I mean, it really reminds me of the movie Don't Look Up. Like, it reminds me of that there's some type of imminent threat on the way. And for some reason, the puppet masters, the powers that be, do not want us looking, right? They want us to stay as pacified as possible until the very last minute so that we don't panic and all chaos doesn't ensue. Because, you know, if human beings thought the end was coming, I think that it would be complete chaos. Now, do I think the end is coming? We've already talked about this in my last video. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Psyops, aliens, woo! Is it the end of the world, or is the end just the beginning? It is just a beginning. This is all like very divine, very divinely orchestrated, divine timing. There's higher wills working here on planet Earth right now. It's a spiritual battle though, and that's really what it feels like. It kind of feels like we're very divided at this time. Why are people just falling down? Perfectly healthy in the prime of their physical peak, right? They shouldn't just be falling down like that. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. Really interesting. It's starting to kind of become an undeniable pattern though, if you really look. But the cognitive dissonance is so strong that it's like something could be right in people's face and they still won't see it, you know? So maybe all of this is just a coincidence. Or maybe it's not. Like I said, I don't know. I'm not making any major judgments here. I'm going to leave that to you guys. You guys just let me know what you think. Please do interact. Please hit that like button if you haven't. Please subscribe. Please subscribe if you love my vibe and want to become part of the tribe. Like I said, it's a little late for me, but I love you guys and I had to come on and make this video. I've been wanting to make it. You know, are all these UFOs like actually, are they from China? Because they're saying that there's a similar pattern about where these came from. Are tensions rising with China and with Ukraine? Are we on the verge of what could possibly be World War III? Are they trying to pacify us? Are the powers that be trying to stick the little pacifier in our mouths and keep us distracted with our little psyops, like our Super Bowl performances and things like that, and like Damar Hamlin's jacket? I think those are psyops. I think that although it is a ritual, it's a total distraction. Like, focus on these false idols who don't give a heck about anything that's good. They're all about that money. She said it herself, baby. Riri said it herself. Better have my money. Okay, but you can't worship spirit and worship money. You can't worship God and worship money. You can't have two like that. It's one or the other, right? So, are you going to idolize the flesh, or are you going to recognize the divinity within and transcend that weak sauce? Okay, so are we on the brink? Is this all a distraction? Are like these UFOs actually signs of something more nefarious, more malicious? Is this ominous? Is there something ominous that we need to worry about? I don't know. We're just looking. Okay, we're just looking. We're just taking a look. We're analyzing. We're discussing. And that's all we're doing over here. So I love you guys so much. Until next time, I'm the Spiritual Genie. Mwah, mwah, mwah. You're the best. My babies, my family. Anyone that's returning, thank you. And anyone that's new, I love you. And I hope that you do decide to join the tribe, because I'd love to have you here. Mwah. Night. Or good morning, or whenever time it is for you.